Well, I'm absolutely delighted to welcome to the YouTube channel Mark Blacklee. Mark, we've known each other for years now from the golf course. I'm delighted you're with us today. But for anyone who hasn't come across you yet, who is Mark Blacklee and what do you do?
Mark Blacklee is a very frustrated golfer, and also a pay-per-click expert. So I run a digital agency called Kuro. We work with businesses to help them drive leads and sales in the business via pay-per-click.
Brilliant, thanks. And why did you join our accountability program?
We've been trying to grow. Well, we've been growing our business organically for a number of years. We've been at 15. We've been put a heavy emphasis on growth over the last few years, especially following the back of COVID. And we had an opportunity as to do an acquisition. And obviously in that space, I know, like you say, I've known you for a long while. I know that you've been doing this very successfully for a long while, and I knew you'd help. So I obviously reached out for help, and you told me all about the group. And it was exactly what we were looking for. Just basically, initially, what we wanted as a sounding board for as we went through that process, because it was all new to us, to ask questions, get some insight, have some expertise and some guidance through that process. Basically, was what we initially looked at joining for.
Brilliant, thanks. And we've been working together now for about 7, 8 months. It was before Christmas or just after Christmas?
Just before Christmas, yeah.
Yeah, fantastic. How's your business changed during that time? Because you haven't got your first deal over the line yet, but have you changed focus? Have you shifted gears? Are you doing more or less? What's happened?
Yeah, although we haven't done an acquisition, the shift is kind of night and day. We've gone from just looking for where that next client is to it kind of reverse engineering that process as well. So if we ever wanted to come and sell our business, going through the acquisition process kind of helps you set it up for sale, which in turn kind of promotes more better business practices, if you like. So, looking at growth in a different way. So instead of just looking at the end of the month and kind of going, how many clients did we get, forecasting forward, looking at bigger growth. So it's definitely mindset's changed as well. Instead of kind of looking at plodding our growth over the last 3 years and kind of trying to do a little bit more than that, acquisition has certainly opened our eyes to how we can grow faster, quicker, and solve problems in the business. We've got a problem with hiring, which was where the first initial acquisition appealed to us, which acquisition opportunity, which didn't in turn happen, but it suddenly opened our mind to go, this solves a lot of problems and helps us grow faster. So it was very much a win-win.
Yeah, love that. And it hasn't happened yet.
Not yet.
Sometimes it takes a while.
I feel like a trying.
What are the main benefits that you've found of being in, sort of a supportive group talking about growth?
It's definitely there's an inspirational, aspirational factor. You meet people from. I've met these people just out and about? Probably not. You've got people that are very much in my shoes, probably at the start of their journey, but you've got people who are in the group that have done multiple acquisitions along with yourself, and everyone along with that journey. So I think you've explained it, something that really resonated with me with the problems I'm having in my business are like here at 2. And you explain this better than me, but the problem might be a 3 and I don't know how to get to it, but someone who's a 5 goes, oh, it's easy. And it's just having that. I'm very much I've always believed in building a network and a value of having a network and providing value to it, because it kind of, rather than me spend 6 weeks, banging my head off a brick wall trying to solve an issue, I've got a group of like-minded people who are like me, keen to help where they can and can help me solve that twice as fast, twice as efficiently. So yeah.
It like collapses time. You're just like, I've got this problem. Oh, I've done that. Do this.
Yeah.
A lot faster.
Yeah.
Was it what you expected, or has it been different?
It's been a lot more than what I expected. I would say I kind of expected a bit of help with acquisitions and a sounding board, like I mentioned, but the fact that, I can reach out to any of these guys individually, in that regard, I've gained clients from it. I've gained friendships from it, I guess. There's the experience, the knowledge, the insight. I feel like there's not a problem I can't solve in this arena now by going to that group. So it's kind of like having my own version of Google and ChatGPT that I don't then have to operate and just throw the question out there and they come back to me with that. So yeah, and a lot more probably other intangible stuff that I get from these calls on a weekly basis that I wouldn't even think about. I look forward to them. I enjoy them. It sets you up nicely at the end of the week, gives you focus. It makes you think back every week to say, you know, what was a win, what wasn't, what was a win, what was a challenge, and yeah, no, a whole host of different things I've got from it that are very positive that I wasn't expecting. Yeah.
Brilliant, thanks. Any advice for anyone who's on the fence? They're wondering, is it right for me? Should I join?
Just do it. Just do it. Yeah. It's there's a multitude of different ways I get value out of this that isn't just, like I said, I haven't done an acquisition yet. So it's not like I'm sitting here saying I've joined a group to do an acquisition and I haven't yet, therefore there's no value. If I don't do an acquisition ever, I've had more value out of it in terms of just learning from other people who are similar position further along their journey than me, in regards to in regards to business in general, as opposed to just acquisition. So I guess I've definitely got a lot more out of it. I'm definitely a better business owner from joining the group than I was when I started. And I'm definitely I don't want to say a better person, that's right out there, but I'm definitely, like, I'm focusing more on different areas of my life that all contributed. Like we had a conversation on the call this morning about things being out of balance now and again. That's certainly helped with that. Again, one of the intangibles I've definitely got out of it. So yeah, there's no way you wouldn't come into a group like this and not get value in some form or another, whether it's an acquisition and it's wildly successful or not. And equally on the flip side, if I do multiple acquisitions and they're wildly successful, it wouldn't necessarily make me think I've got more value out of it, if that makes sense.
Love it, thank you. And obviously acquisition is part of what you're looking for. So what is your perfect business? Are you looking for another Google pay-per-click agency? Is it wider than that? What are you looking for?
Yeah, PPC agencies or those in a performance kind of market arena. So SEO, paid social, PPC, yeah, initially, but certainly ones that complement others. With us being a specialist PPC agency, we plug into other agencies really well. So we provide obviously web development work. Sorry, we don't provide it, but it comes up now and again. Our clients have a requirement for it. So yeah, digital agencies in the in the whole, anybody that's got an interest in business, we're looking at those that are probably under $1 million in turnover. Certainly performance element to start with, just it would fit nicely for us. And then as a wider picture, any businesses that a group of performance agencies could have an influence over, I guess, longer term.
Brilliant, thanks. And just in the UK, or would you look at the US or anywhere else?
We're looking UK to start with, yeah. I think just to keep things simpler, I think.
Brilliant. So if someone's watching this and they're like, I know the exact company, or maybe they own that exact company, how do they reach out to you? Where do they find you?
LinkedIn, I'm not as active as I probably should be, so I guess you could find me on there. My surname's quite unique, so you should find me quite easily. And yeah, just email, I guess, mark@kuro.agency. However they feel easier reaching out. Wherever you can find me, feel free to reach out.
Brilliant. Mark, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thanks for joining us and have a great day.
Thanks, Ross. You too.